Barcelona. So happy to see you all here, guys. My name is Maxim. I'm from Norway. Fortunately, no snow at the moment there. So who of you were on the first Angular camp? You are super. So what's my today's agenda? We'll go through Angular Material 2, but first we'll tell a bit about what is material design itself. Then we'll remember what's the status of current version of Angular Material. And then we go into newest version, Material 2, Angular Material 2. Yeah, so first I want to mention that I'm here all 3 days, so it's really hard to pack all the information into 30 minutes. So if you have any questions about Angular 2, about Angular Material 2, about Angular Fire 2, so about everything with postfix 2, you are welcome. I'm here somewhere around all 3 days. Yeah, thank you guys for inviting me, David and Johannes. Okay, let's go. Why do I talk about these newest products, which are often alpha or in dev or beta? Because I work in a special team in my company called ForgeRock, and we develop a digital identity platform. So I work in a special team called CTO team, and we develop not main products, but proof of concepts for our future products. And that's why I have to deal with the newest frameworks, newest libraries, newest paradigms, newest everything. So just to test it, to validate ideas, to create proof of concepts, to create short demos. And Angular with postfix 2 works pretty perfect for me in that sense. Angular 2, Angular Fire 2, everything. Also, I run my local community in Oslo. We are more than 800 people. It's crazy number for tiny Oslo. And this November, I organize a conference called Mobile Era. This is our website. And we have mobile web as a separate track. So if you want to join in November, November 3rd and 4th, you are welcome. Call for papers is open, so you know what to do. Yeah, also you can follow me. I would be happy to see you as followers at my Twitter. I tweet mostly about Angular, about web development, about progressive web apps. And also I'll tweet links to slides and repos of today's talk, so it's pretty useful. So enough about me, enough this shameless announcement. Okay, so first, what is material design? But first, don't jump there. Who uses Angular Material 1? Nice. I'm in the same list actually. For something really fast in terms of development, I always start with Angular 1.5 and Angular Material 1. How that's appeared, this material design? So Google often was blamed for awful designs and user experience of its products. And in June 2014, they introduced this new design language. It's really something global, something generic. I'm sorry, I'm a bit annoyed of this. Hopefully this will work. Yes, so it's kind of answer of Google for all these comments about not so cool design of products, services. And commonly it's, so we have really nice design principles from old days on the one hand, and we have all the new technologies, all the new web standards, all the new possibilities web gives us on another hand. And mixing this together, we have the language called material design. It's based on three main principles. First, it takes some ideas from physical world. It's definitely not so skeuomorph like oldish Apple designs, so no reason to mimic some surfaces, materials, or lights or shadows from real world, but we use everything for meaning. So we help people to understand, for example, hierarchy of the components on the screen using these different, for example, shadows. Next, as I told, from, for example, print design, we have super nice ideas from the old years, how to create, for example, our typography really clean and, again, meaningful. That's why material design embraces best practices from print design, but again, not for something catchy and just sexy fonts, no. Everything about meaning. So we use this, for example, typography system for organizing hierarchy on our page. And last, for sure, on the web, we have nice possibilities to animate. And again, animation provides meaning here. So by some slide animation, slide and non-obtrusive, we help user to understand, for example, where focus at the moment, and also give nice visual feedback when, for example, we click the button. Again, it's animation, not just because of animation, not because we just can do it. For now, material design specification consists of more than 20 components, and descriptions, specifications are pretty detailed. So you just can take this specification and implement your own framework. And for sure, it takes some effort from you to create all these kind of requirements, all these recommendations. And you can say, okay, we have this design language, and what's next? Will all our sites and web application will look the same, for example, like was at post-bootstrap era, when you open some random web page and you see, oh, this bluish glow, this shadows, everything from totally recognizable from the Bootstrap framework, from this super famous one. No. We have really nice possibilities for customizing, and since I told these are just principles, so in common you are free to build your components, and they will look totally different. So these are just some examples. So mostly, so here these are mostly kind of skinning, but again, we are free to create something really customized, and it will follow material design if we follow these specifications. Okay, but what if we don't want to spend our life to creating these UI controls? We have something ready for us to use. For sure, there are some implementations. Material UI, it's from React world. It's just really well-written React components following these recommendations, specifications. Materialize, it's again UI library, but it's not binded to any framework. You can use it with your framework of choice. Same with Material Design Lite, with the only difference, Material Design Lite is developed and supported by Google. And Materialize, as I remember, these are some guys from one of universities, so this is totally open source. Well, what about Angular? For sure, we have this. It's called reference implementation of material design, and it's really nice. It's really high quality library. Definitely, it's performant. We don't want for our UI to ruin all the user experience. We can customize it in many different ways. First, of course, colors, but since these are just kind of specifications and everything is accessible to change through their CSS, we are free to do any experiments, but important to remember that we have to follow this specification to have our app called Material Designed App. It's nicely supported by most of operation system, browsers, hardware, so it's pretty cross-platform as a responsive app application can be. For us, for developers, we are happy that it's well documented. It could be better, and hopefully for the new version it will be much more improved. But still, I never met any issue with finding some information about how to use specific component. And last but not least, actually I just placed it on the bottom just to have this pyramid. No problem to do localizations and accessible. It's just our mini topic for today. Hopefully we'll have some time to discuss it. Well, it's mostly about Angular Material 1. Of course, everything applied for 2, but still. These are just some examples. This is kind of reference app. This is second one, just to show you that we are not binded to this type of fonts, to this type of paddings, whatever. So we can create pretty differently looking applications just using Angular Material. And the last project I've seen created with Angular plus Angular Material is new Google fonts. So if you use some web fonts for your projects, I bet you've seen this. Well, let's move to Angular Material 2, our main topic. It's still alpha. They have pretty nice and pretty empty website, material.angular.io, so they went the same way. They created separate website for version 2. As you remember, the version 1 is at material.angularjs.org, so don't mess with it. Fortunately, it's just one page there at the moment. And there are 14 components, actually. So you see 15 packages at NPM, and one of them is core, so we have 14 components. And yesterday, just before I jumped the plane, I've got this. They released to new alpha, so I spent some hours to update my code, to retest everything, so hopefully my demo will work today. And you know, we are really on bleeding edge, so after I landed, I've seen the message that Angular 2 released release candidate 4. So, but my code still uses RC3 for stability. What's new there? Of course, it uses Angular 2 under the hood, and that's what we all expect. More components, not so not now at the moment, but team of Angular Material 2 has plans on creation kind of more rich components, for example, rich text editor, for example, some data grids. Testing, I will have special slide about this. Guys are really cool at this. Documentation for us, for developers. Now it's super minimalistic, but anyway, you can get a clue of some essential features. And really, really important and cool thing. Finally, you will have nice APIs, nice functions, nice everything to build your own components. So no reason to wait for official team will release something, or no reason to surf the web, trying to find some, I don't know, non-standard panel and finally spend time to testing and debugging it. You will have really nice tools for making your own components. We'll see it a bit detailed. So what I mean about better testing, everything is possible, including screenshots testing. So Angular Material team is really keen on this part of their job. They do a lot of testing, and they make and hopefully will open source really nice tools for testing, including screenshots. Performance is the key, and as I heard from Kara Eriksson and Jeremy Elborn speech at NGConf, they test performance and compare not only just the previous version and current version of their component, but even they compare the speed of Angular Material component and other library component. I think it's really cool, so we'll have some interesting numbers at the moment. And definitely accessibility. So now it's under development. Some things are available, but it's one of key features we don't have to forget about. What I mean by component toolkit. So Angular Material team just realized that they do much job about actually material design stuff, and not even maybe just visual stuff. They do some kind of foundation job. They write some foundation code under their components for they look and behave correctly. And finally, they decided to kind of expose all these APIs and functions to us developers, so we can take something they already created and build our own ones. So what I'm talking about, for example, overlays. These are super generic things like panels, dialogues. So we use it intensively on our applications. And each time we have to care about screen placement, about how it behaves during resize, how it interacts with user focus, how it interacts with changing of our viewport, and also accessibility. So why don't just take some already predefined practices, functions, and use it? And sooner or later, we will be able to do it. Same with gestures. No need to write our own libraries or plug in third-party ones. As I heard, they use Hammer.js, which is kind of de facto standard for gestures on our devices. Some nice helpers, utilities for responsiveness to create applications that flows well on different screen sizes. Again, accessibilities. And more things like like for example, virtual scroll, like managing user selection, and it could be, for example, multiple selection, and testing. Word I told many times today, accessibility. Sometimes it's boring for us for us developers to spend extra time on things that are not just clearly visible for us, that doesn't make sense for us. So we did some job, we checked the screen, nothing happens, no new cool features. But we don't have to forget about many people with different kinds of disabilities, and it's just must-have feature for all modern web applications, and it's just the facto thing you have to care about. Fortunately, following modern practices and using modern frameworks like Angular material, we are almost free of extra job doing it. So, just one specific part of accessibility, this standard called ARIA, Accessibility for Rich Internet Applications. What's this? So we as developers can create some really cool UI components, and these are not just, say, inputs or selects, of course. These are just sets of spans, divs, whatever, HTML tags. And non-visual browsers, like screen readers, they don't have any sense what's this component about. So ARIA is just a way to map all our crazy amount of UI controls to some specific roles they have, like role button, role input, role menu, role whatever. And fortunately, using Angular material, we are kind of free of setting this role manually. So we just use like input from this library or button from this library, and everything's done under the hood. Furthermore, if we, for some cases, of course, we have to specify a bit more explicitly what's this control about, and maybe some texts for screen readers. And in that case, if we forgot to do it, Angular material will remind us by warnings in the console. Yeah, so just some minutes left. Resources. This demo I will show you just in 1 minute on my GitHub. And of course, these two must-have links. Something went wrong. It's internet, probably. Come on. Are you live? Yeah. So finally it's here. Yeah, so these two must have links for learning of Angular material too. Okay, enough slides. Let's see the magic. Let me do the mirroring. Nice. Hey, man. So we don't need full screen anymore. Let's do some resize. So this is pretty much application I've created. Let's just go really shortly through the code. So you remember that cornerstone of Angular 2 is a component, and Angular material, both 1 and 2, is about components. So you feel the love between these two. Everything starts with adding correct path to CLI build, and for this demo I used Angular CLI, another pretty tool. I bet someone will present about this. And we have to provide some paths like this. So we will export pretty much everything. Next, we have to point to our module system, which is system.js, which components to take, and it's done in a pretty smart way. It's just list everything and create an array with these packages. Yes, but this just all kind of boilerplate system things. Okay, let's have a look at our component. As many things in Angular 2, we are forced to do kind of explicit listing of what we are going to use, and I think this is nice because we always think about optimizing of our application just from the beginning. So we don't import whole library. We import one by one. So we just take some Angular 2 directives, or Angular material 2 directives, and list them as directive, as regular. Okay, let's have a look at how component template looks like. Yeah, I think it looks pretty familiar for you who uses Angular Material 1. So yes, again, special HTML tags started with MD dash, and so for example, here for an app component for this wrapper, I use navigation. So I wrap everything into layout. I created this menu using one more component from Angular Material 2 called navlist, and I have toolbar, and you see that for sure, as in regular Angular 2 template, we are free to use any events binding, any expressions, so everything works. So here I use button with icon. So how to create this type of button? We just take regular button tag, so just regular one. There is no MD button. No reason to have it. And let me show you. For example, this floating action button works. It just shows feedback form on top of our layout. How that works? So we have MD card hidden with this variable specified on our code, just simplest Boolean variable. And again, our floating action button has simplest possible event binding. We just toggle this variable, so everything is pretty simple and obvious. Same for, say, lists. So for list of places, so this is how menu works, and many possibilities to customize everything. So we have best places, so it's just a list of our sightings. We can mark something like visited. Let's have a look at template. So we have places where we load our data from regular services. It's just static JSON at the moment. Nothing interesting here. And here, this is just a cycle, ng4 for we list our place components. So the places are list, place is single component, and here we have some Angular material to sinks. So it's pretty similar to what we have in Angular material 1. So it just works, and as I told, many possibilities to customize sinks. And since these are just set of controls, we can create our own layout for this. So I just used some super minimalistic styling. So my idea was to show you that how that looks almost without external styling, and that looks more or less nice. So, but as I told, we can customize pretty much everything. What's next? How the form looks like. So we list explicitly again all the directives we are going to use, and the template looks pretty similar to what we have for Angular material 1. I think this is pretty much all what I was going to tell you. I was going to demo how screen reader works with, for example, forms, and what I'm not sure. Do we have sound connected? Should work? Okay, let's just spend our last minute for this funny stuff. Let's take, for example, our form.
You are currently on HTML content. To enter the web area, press Ctrl, Option, Shift, down arrow. Name, edit text. You are currently on a text field inside of HTML content. To enter text in this field, type. To exit this web area, press Ctrl, Option, Shift, up arrow. salnikov@gmail.com selected. You are currently on a text field inside of HTML. salnikov@gmail.com. I agree with terms. Mixed checkbox. You are currently on a checkbox inside of HTML content. To select or deselect this checkbox, press Ctrl, Option, Space, voiceover off.
Okay, so this is the interesting case. So these are just pretty general inputs, but this nice checkbox, so it's completely customized. It has nice animations, but screen reader still understand how to deal with this thanks to ng area. And it's kind of common practice for all the UI components. We have to map them to specific and limited set of roles each screen reader what to do with. That's it from me for today. I'm here. Thank you very much.